Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. In this video, we will have our discussion on understanding the planetary vibrations in the purest of their essence. So guys, the topic of this video has been inspired by the comment of one of the members of my community, where this person asked me that, Nipun, if you were to say that what is the functioning of any planet in its purest of the essence, or what are the kind of the divine lessons which the energies and vibration of that planet is asking us to follow or embrace. So definitely guys, like there could be so many approaches and way to decode it, but like the way when we talk about a planet in a dignified state, where there could be five-fold like state of it. Like the very first, which is considered as if a planet is exalted. Second is it is placed in the sign of its Mool Trikon sign. Third is very good friend, and it's in own sign. But definitely guys, a planet is in its purest of the essence when a planet is exalted. So, and when we talk about the exaltation of a planet, so within that zodiac sign which has been allotted as a exaltation sign for that specific planet, there are like certain degrees where that planet is considered as in its highest exalted state. Now definitely that specific degree will be falling within that zodiac sign in a certain nakshatra, because within each zodiac sign there is the energy of 3 different nakshatras as well. It is going to be carrying the energy of certain specific navamsa as well. So this is what guys we will try to understand. Now when we talk about understanding planets in their purest and the highest exalted state, so understanding that okay, if this planet is finding and feeling itself in the most comfortable state, so this is the environment in which it feels this comfortable, and only if you will be able to inculcate those qualities in order to appease the energy of that planet, then we might be able to get the best of the astrology. So okay guys, let's start our discussion. So we will be having our discussion on breaking down the placement of a planet in its highest exalted state in all levels. Like definitely what does the zodiac sign which hosts that planet and give it exaltation, what does it mean for that planet? Second step could be the nakshatra, energy of that nakshatra, how it blends and present a specific environment, and most importantly is going to be the navamsa. Again guys, anything about navamsa has got everything to do with a divine instruction. So it's like fortune, or we can say this thing that navamsa just tells about that only if you are finding yourself or aligning yourself with the universal vibrations and all, luck will support you in majority of the endeavors. And what is the right approach and way to do it, that is something which we will try to understand for all the 7 planets. Again guys, when we talk about the Rahu and Ketu, so there is no fixed rule which has been mentioned. There has been debate about what exactly is the zodiac sign which is attached as the exaltation sign for Rahu and Ketu, what are the exact degrees. So that is the only reason I did not take up Rahu and Ketu. We will be only focusing our discussion on the 7 planets. So okay guys, let's start our discussion, and starting first with the planet Sun. So guys, we all know this thing that Sun gets exalted in the Aries sign. Within Aries it gets highest exalted in the 10 degrees of the Aries sign. So that is the jurisdiction of the Ashwini nakshatra, and within Ashwini nakshatra it generally falls in the end of the Gemini Navamsa Pada. So via decoding all these connected entities, what does it tell about the best functioning of the vibration of the planet Sun? So guys, very first thing which we get to know about is that, see, Aries is considered as a very headstrong, it's a very very philanthropic kind of vibration, where there is too much of the energy which has been given to transportation, quickness, along with that brotherhood, trying to safeguard everyone and staying that youthful. Now when we taper it down to the Ashwini nakshatra, so definitely Ashwini is a Shipra, it's a very quick moving nakshatra. Second thing is that Ashwini is being presided over by the Ashwini Kumars as the gods. Now we all know this thing that Ashwini Kumar, which has been seen as the physician to the gods, but in the modern day context they have been seen as like problem solver. So only if you want to get the best out of the sun energy. So definitely these all are the qualities which you have to inculcate, where we have to talk about staying original, trying to be a pioneer in your field, trying to eye for that leadership role. So only if you will have that burning ambition within you, you can actually feel that the vibration of sun is resonating strongly with you. Now definitely guys, these all are the approach which will prove to be very helpful for you if you are actually going through the sun mahadasha, or sun is your atma karaka planet, or from numerology sun is your like mulank, like your date of birth vibration is of number 1, being born on 1, 10, 19 and all, 28 and all. So all what matters is that that you have to understand that this is the functioning ground where sun actually find itself comfortable. Sun has been allotted the designation of a king, so that in itself means that only if you will have this mindset of helping people, giving guidance to the people. I still remember one of my teacher in Bharati Vidya Bhavan, he mentioned this thing that okay, if any planet gets combust, so it becomes sun's responsibility to give the result of that planet. That makes sense, because like for example, you would have seen that in so many places that like all the help those rich people have, there comes a stage where the servants become so loyal to the family that it's the house owner only who looks after the education of their servants' children as well. So it means sun is responsible now for completely looking after someone. So this is what, and guys, that is something which even I have experienced. Everyone was telling me that when I was in the Saturn and the Sun Dasha, that Saturn Sun are arch enemy, but I actually did very good in the Sun Antar Dasha, proved out to be very good for me because my 3 planets are combust. So in a way, in the Sun Antar Dasha, I got the results of the other planets as well. So the point which I'm trying to say over here is that if you want to understand sun in its purest essence, it is definitely a born leader. It has also got the healing potential within it as well, and only if you will function with this kind of mindset where you are always accessible, reachable to the people who are going through some sort of concerns, some sort of problems, always trying to be a pioneer and all, this mindset will definitely help you. Along with that guys, now comes the most important divine lesson, which is the this is close to the Gemini Navamsa Pada. So again guys, Gemini has got everything to do with the being in the pursuit of knowledge, always trying to update your knowledge, always trying to communicate what is for the good for everyone around you, all those people who are connected with you, and trying to stay jovial. Now you have to understand this thing that with Ashwini, there is also a lot of attention given towards your appearance, your personality, your persona as well. And with Gemini Navamsa, there is a lot of youthfulness which is attached with it as well. So definitely only if you will try to mellow down your ego, you're always accessible, trying to do something which is going to help people around you. So with this mindset, you can definitely experience sun in its purest of the essence. Okay guys, let's move forward. Now when we talk about the planet moon, so we all know this thing that moon attains its highest of the exaltation in the Taurus sign, within Taurus in the 3 degrees of the Taurus. So this is the jurisdiction of the Kritika Nakshatra, and within Kritika it's the Capricorn Navamsa. So again guys, that's very simple. Now we all know this thing that for moon to attain exaltation, that in itself means that it definitely has to do in a sign which is kind of very fixed in nature, which has got some artistic creative potential as well. Then only that zodiac sign is going to be presenting the planet the best functioning ground. So all these things happens within the Taurus. Second thing is that if you will taper it down, you will also find the energies of the Kritika Nakshatra as well. So again guys, when we talk about Kritika, which can be very critical at times, which has got this burning qualities to it, like because the presiding god is the Agni. So all these are the qualities which comes very natural to it, like it has the potential and capacity to burn all the impurities. But along with that guys, see when we talk about Kritika, so you have to understand this thing that you cannot be in this mindset that okay, a moon is very impressionable, moon is very moody and it cannot handle any harshness. But this is what you have to understand if you want to know the planet in its purest of the essence, because moon at the end eventually it only finds itself comfortable when it is being put forth in a situation where it can debate itself out, where it can put its point of view or perspective out in any given situation. Along with that, guys, when we talk about the Navamsa, from where the majority of the learning will come, so for this it happens to be the Capricorn Navamsa. So again, guys, when we talk about the Capricorn, so we all know this thing that Capricorn has to do with your individuality. Capricorn has to do with your public domain, your identity, and your actions in the society. So a lot many times it has been seen that for moon to function to the best of its capabilities, having some set goals for you actually acts as a therapy. Like, it hardly matters how rich, how wealthy you are, because with Taurus there is a potential, but we have seen so many cases and incidents of even rich people out of isolation, loneliness, anxiety, committing suicides and all. So all what matters is that, or the divine lesson for the moon energy, moon luna vibration, is that having some set goals and consistently, persistently working hard to achieve them, to have that purpose in your life. Like the way we say this thing, a carrot in front of you, in front of your eyes as a set goal. This is how the energy of the moon will function with the best of its capabilities. Now guys, moving ahead, now when we talk about the Mars, so the planet Mars, which attains exaltation in the Capricorn, within Capricorn, in the 28 degrees, it attains the highest of the exaltation, and this is the jurisdiction of the Dhanishta Nakshatra. Within Dhanishta, it is going to be the Virgo Navamsa degrees. So what does it tell about? So again, guys, we all know this thing that Mars is a planet of courage, valor, warfare activities and all sort of weapons, fire activities we generally see with the planet Mars. So what does Mars being in the Dhanishta tells about? Now Dhanishta, which is a movable nakshatra, Dhanishta is being presided over by the Vasus as well as the gods. So again, guys, with Dhanishta there has been lot of emphasis which has gone towards the prominence, and we all know this thing that with Capricorn as well, you're having some authority, some sort of title with your name becomes very important. So when we talk about the Martian people, or if you want to understand the purest of the essence of the vibration of the planet Mars, so staying very consistent and disciplined and having some set goals in your life becomes very important. And again, guys, with Dhanishta there's a lot of emphasis which goes towards the prominence. So only if you have your high set goals towards the becoming best in your field, along with that reaching that top coveted position, then only the energy of the Mars, or you will understand the best functioning ground for the planet Mars. And like the way, guys, I told you this thing that the major lesson comes from the Navamsa. So this is a specific degree of the highest exaltation of the planet Mars, which falls in the Virgo Navamsa. So what does it tell about? Virgo has got everything to do with being very meticulous, being very hardworking, being very disciplined. So again, guys, this is what you have to understand. Now you cannot go to this extent that okay, Virgo is a sign ruled by Mercury, Mars does not get along well with it. So even if you will apply the same principle, so the ruler of the Capricorn, which is the planet Saturn, it is also inimical towards it. So all what matters is that in this kind of alignment and combinations, all what you have to know is that the best functioning ground or the purest essence of the planet Mars manifests in a way when you are actually consistently working hard with some set goals, where you are consistently seeing yourself rising the ladder of your career, and along with that staying disciplined becomes, staying very meticulous becomes very important. Now guys, when we talk about the planet Mercury, so we all know this thing that Mercury attains highest exaltation within Virgo, but in the 15 degrees of it, and this is the jurisdiction of the Hasta Nakshatra. So guys, definitely we all know this thing that when we talk about anything to do with the Hasta, it has to do with being very punctual, being very timetable oriented, having that skill of the hand. So again, guys, all these are the qualities which becomes very important for the planet Mercury. Like I would say this thing that if you actually want to utilize the best of the energies of the planet Mercury, give it the best functioning ground. So maintaining a diary writing, maintaining a journal becomes very important. Along with that, some sort of activities or hobbies where you're consistently on the move, where you're all the time, your mental faculties are at work, and like this could be a case that you are in a nature of work which is very I could say that it's very mechanical, it's very monotonous, and there's not much of the strategic, logical thinking attached to it. But just because if Mercury is right now active in your life, if Mercury is a very important planet for you, and trust me guys, in my consulting experience, I keep on coming across those kind of charts, like someone from the numerology, born on a 5th or like 14th or 23rd, Mercury being the ascendant lord, Mercury being like Gemini Lagna, and Mercury being placed in the 4th house, exalted. So this is how we get to know about the prominence of the planet Mercury. So no matter in which field you are in, but the best functioning ground of the planet Mercury generally happens if you will, having that honor and respect for the time becomes very important. Being very meticulous, detail oriented becomes very important. Along with that guys, some sort of sense of humor, some sort of those activities, recreational activities also become very important for Mercury to function with the best of its capabilities. And lastly guys, we know this thing, it's the Taurus Navamsa. So again guys, with the Navamsa Pada, we generally get to know about the divine lessons. So again guys, Taurus, which has got everything to do with the finance, Taurus which has got everything to do with taking care of the family and the immediate family members of yours. So it becomes very important for the if you actually want to understand the energy of the Mercury in its purest of the essence. Like just because staying immature and having that boyish mindset might not work all the time. You need to have that sort of a kind of accountable and responsible attitude towards the family, and respecting the value of money becomes very important if you actually want to understand Mercury in its purest of the essence. After that guys, if you want to understand planet Jupiter, so again guys, we all know this thing that Jupiter attains exaltation in the Cancer zodiac sign, within Cancer in the 5 degrees, which generally is the Pushya Nakshatra. I still remember our teacher only today asked us that okay, why Jupiter attains exaltation in the Pushya or in the original Kalpurush Kundali's 4th house in the Cancer. So to which when no one was able to give the answer, the philosophical answer to it. We all know this thing, this is what it has been mentioned, but why? So that's the reason he said that the very first teacher is the mother. So because 4th house is the house of our mother, and Jupiter is the significator of wisdom, teaching, knowledge. So again guys, what does this alignment tells us about? First of all guys, because your the most benefic planet is attaining exaltation in the Pushya Nakshatra. So Pushya has got everything to do with like when we talk about giving nourishment to the people. So it's just like that. If you want to understand Jupiter in its purest of the essence, so we would say this thing that being a nourisher to other people becomes very important, and having that calm state of mind becomes very important, because for Cancer and for the Pushya is considered as one of the most fortunate nakshatra. And specifically if you actually want to understand Jupiter in its purest of the essence, you want to actually appease it. So ethics, integrity, morals, being truthful to your word, all of that becomes very important. Along with that, staying very respectful towards the mother, something which I definitely want to add over here. And guys, when we talk about the lesson, we can say this as a divine fortunate lessons for you. So this is a degree specifically which is in the Leo Navamsa. So again guys, we all know this thing that Leo has got something to do with the prestige, with the honor. So this is where the divine lessons comes for you, specifically if you want to understand Jupiter in its purest of the essence. And again guys, Leo has got something to do with the originality as well, with that sort of regality in your persona as well. So how you conduct yourself, how people are perceiving you. So if you actually want to understand Jupiter in its purest of the essence, all of these things become very important. And again guys, Leo has got also the innate qualities of the giving guidance, counseling and instructing the world. So all these qualities will become very important for you if you want to embrace Jupiter in your life. A lot many times what people do is that they keep fasting on Thursday, they wear yellow color in their wardrobe and all, they wear a yellow sapphire. But along with that, you have to understand the best functioning ground of the planet Jupiter in a specific sign, nakshatra, degrees, Navamsa Pada, and you have to embrace all these qualities, all these connected qualities in your persona as well. So ethics, morals, integrity, instructing, teaching, guiding, counseling people in the right direction becomes very important. Now guys, when we talk about the planet Venus, so we all know this thing that Venus attains exaltation in the Pisces sign, and within Pisces in the 27 degrees of the Pisces. And again guys, this happens in the Revati Nakshatra, and it is a Vargottam Pada as well. So now what do we get to know about it? So guys, one thing is for sure that Venus, which is a planet of unconditional love, and because your Venus is going to be getting exalted in the Revati Nakshatra, so you have to actually blend all these qualities. Again guys, Revati is considered as a very mridu, very soft spoken, very friendly kind of nakshatra. So all what it tells about is that you have to be unconditionally giving in any situation. Like when we talk about the matters of love and the matters of relationship, so the more biasness, the more judgments, the more kind of past trauma and all you will bring in the relationship, the worse it will create the functioning ground for the energies of the planet Venus. Again guys, I still remember there was this one of the question answer round with Shri Ravi Shankar ji, where this one college girl asked that Guruji, I have been betrayed so many times in relationship, so what shall I do? So shall I stop trusting people? To which Guruji said that you should be grateful that you are so good enough that people have been trying to emotionally connected with you. So just because you are that worthy of relationship, so just because of the vices present in the society, do not sacrifice your goodness because of that. So be the change you want to see in the world. It's a very famous quote. But guys, yes, for the planet Venus, and just because over here I mentioned this thing, it is the Vargottam Pada as well. So yes guys, for you refraining from overthinking, being a giver in relationship, being unconditionally in relationship, so all of that becomes very important for this Venus to function with the best of its capabilities. And again guys, the more free flowing you will be, it will also act very strongly for the favors to come to you, help come to you at the right times, and new creative ideas, innovative ideas flow through you. Now guys, and lastly, when we talk about the planet Saturn, so we all know this thing that Saturn attains exaltation in the Libra, within Libra, in the 20 degrees, and this is also the domain of the Swati Nakshatra, and within Swati Nakshatra, like this is the region of the Pisces Navamsa Pada. So again guys, when we talk about the Swati Nakshatra, it's such a magnanimous nakshatra, like somehow Lord Hanuman is connected with this nakshatra, your Prana Shakti Vayu is also connected with this nakshatra, originality, creativity is also connected with this nakshatra, savviness, well mannerism is also connected with this nakshatra. So again guys, when you see when it comes down to planet Saturn, so trust me, be very clear with this thing that even if Saturn is going to be exalted in your natal chart, that does not mean you are going to get a free hold. Saturn is a planet of justice, hard work, and being accountable for your actions and duties and all. So all of that becomes very important. So if Saturn is exalted, so that means the onus of responsibilities, the burden of responsibilities increases rather than getting a free pass. So guys, definitely with Swati, I would say this thing that even for the planet Saturn as well, socialization becomes very important, because generally people have this mindset that Saturn is a loner, it's very melancholic, so it does not want to socialize, be a part of the collective. But trust me, Swati Nakshatra, where it attains exaltation in the highest of the degrees, is giving some other picture. It is just telling us about that staying innovative and having some set goals for consistently improving your conditions, innovating your situation becomes very important. Because guys, this is what the flaw side which I have seen in lot many times, because people with the strong Saturnian influence in their life, you find them, they resist change too much, because in whatsoever fashion they are operating their business, they want to follow the same brick and mortar pattern, they don't want to upgrade themselves. But the influence of this Swati Nakshatra is giving us some entirely different picture. And again guys, the minute you open the chart, like even when you are doing consultation for someone, you open the chart, and when you listen to the query of the person, you definitely can see the resonance. Like there's this friend only at Bharati Vidya Bhavan, I was looking at his chart. So like even after having such a good knowledge of all the occult subjects, he was like, Nipun sir, I don't know whether shall I stick to astrology or shall I change my profession and all. You see the chart, 10th house lord, because he is a Aquarius Lagna. 10th house lord planet Mars is conjunct with Ketu in the 3rd house. So again, still not able to find himself kind of rooted and fixed in one profession. So obviously it's Mars and Ketu so strong, so whenever change is bound to happen, it will happen in a very forceful way, but he by himself is also thinking in the similar lines. So yes guys, this is something which you have to understand, that if your Saturn attains exaltation in the Swati nakshatra, so the core qualities of the Swati needs to be inculcated if you want Saturn in any state, in any dignity in your chart, to function with the best of its capabilities. It's not like that what is the core qualities of the planet Saturn, we have to give it the functioning ground via which it attains highest of the exaltation. And again guys, the deepest lesson which comes with the Pisces Navamsa. So Pisces has got everything to do with the charity, philanthropy, unconditionally helping people, serving people. So only if you will inculcate these lessons, Saturn will be happy with you. So yes guys, this is something which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs. For furthermore updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on my Instagram account. Dhanyavad.